Hi, welcome to Loki Has Cards. I am Loki, and I has cards. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Prismatic Evolutions Poster Collection. I managed to snag this off of eBay at about $15.50. Someone had put it up for bidding, and I guess it just didn't get a lot of eyes on it because I've seen it sell for significantly higher, closer to $25 or $30. Reason being is that it has 3 packs of Prismatic Evolutions inside, and then it has these very nice looking promo cards as well as a poster, as the name would imply. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this and take a look at the poster, take a look at the promo cards. I'm not going to open the booster packs during this video. I will be opening those during some shorts. By the way, there's a Phantasmal Flames booster pack card in case you needed one of those. So yeah, I'll be opening the Prismatic Evolutions booster packs in some shorts later. I think I have shorts where I'm opening Phantasmal Flames, which is part of the reason why I had that, scheduled through the rest of this month and then going into the month of February. So you probably won't see these packs being opened until mid-February, maybe late February, possibly March. I'd have to look at my upload schedule to see when I have all that marked down. It's just easier for me to upload things in advance as far as the shorts go, and then I do these videos every week, which is why there might seem to be kind of a disconnect there. For those of you who are following along super closely. And if you are, well, God bless you. Let's see here. So there are 3 booster packs in here, so let me show you another QR code. And let's see here. We'll just pick one at random. We'll do this guy. I'm not sure which one it is. Oh, that is a Scarlet Violet code. All right, so there you go. That's 3 codes. I might show another one. I'm not sure. We'll see. Let's start with the poster, though. So, oh gosh, this thing is actually pretty huge. Oh gosh, I am not going to be able to fit this into the shot. Wow. Wow, they were not kidding when they said poster. Okay. So, yeah, this thing is pretty big. Pretty big poster. And it features so that's my hand. And that is the Vaporeon's head, and it has all of the evolutions on this thing. This is quite large. And then I believe on the other side, oh, that looks nice. You have on the other side of the poster, you have the illustration rares of the evolutions that you can pull on here. That's really nice. So MSRP for this, if I haven't said already, is about $15, which I wouldn't be surprised if you managed to find it in a store when it was more widely available. You'd probably end up having to pay more. Because we all know that stores don't necessarily follow MSRP. What they will do is they'll probably mark it up a little bit, unless they're GameStop, and then they're going to probably mark it up to market value. Not trying to be mean to you, GameStop. that's just what I've noticed. So these were packaged pretty nicely. I like this, where it's just kind of put in loosely and it's not got anything like super tight grabbing onto it. Because what would happen before, and it still happens sometimes now if they don't do that, or if the inner grip mechanism is too tight, is you'll actually end up damaging your promo card, which if you're hoping to, keep it looking really nice, or maybe if you're one of the folks who like to get theirs graded, that can be a big bummer because then you didn't do anything wrong. It just, in packaging, it got messed up. So here we have Air Vaporeon, Cosmos Hollow. I really like the Cosmos Hollow mixed with water type Pokemon. I think that just the like shimmering sparkle look ends up creating that kind of like when you see bubbles, which is fitting because Vaporeon is blowing bubbles. But when you see a bubble pop in the sun and there's that kind of misting effect, that's what it makes me think of here. And so it just works really well with water type Pokemon. It still looks good with Flareon. It doesn't look as nice in my opinion, but again, thinking about like ways that this could make sense, just because that's how I think. Ooh, it's got a swirl. Awesome. That's something I did not realize before, was that apparently some people are like really into the swirls. I can't tell if that's a second swirl right around there. It's probably just my eyes playing tricks on me with the design, although it really looks like there might be one. That'd be pretty cool if I got two swirls on one card. That'd be dope. But I'll take a look at that with a magnifying glass later. But if you're like kicking a fire as it's going out and the embers fly up, that you could get that kind of sparkle effect. And now let's look at our Jolteon. And Jolteon, the sparkles kind of work a little bit with the electric types too, just thinking about, the sparks flying off. That could definitely be, it plays into the type well. So I would say that, Jolteon and Vaporeon probably look the best as far as like how the Cosmos Hollow plays on their type. It looks really nice in my opinion. But Flareon has at least one swirl, so that's pretty nice. I have to say I'm quite pleased with that. I really think that might be a second one. I'll look at that closer later. And there was another promo card, or not promo card, a QR code there. So there you go, if that's something that you were looking for. And then we have our 3 Prismatic Evolutions booster packs. Pretty neat. Looks a little suspect on the back. Yeah, that opened kind of easy. And so that's another thing that is troublesome when you're going to buy stuff off of eBay is, are the packages resealed? And you see this kind of pattern. I'm not sure. I won't be able to probably tell for sure until I actually open them. And that'll happen on camera. So, but yeah, that just looks that looks messed up right there. So I will be very curious to see what these look like on camera. I mean, that's just odd. Okay. Well, as far as the value, provided that these are factory sealed and not resealed, although my hopes of that are a little low at the moment, um, I would say that it was a good price because it matches up with MSRP. Um, I'm not a big fan of buying things at market price if it's a packaged product, unless it's something that you just can't find anymore. If it is something that is readily available or should be readily available on store shelves, then I'm all about trying to scope out ways to find things that are as close to MSRP as I can find. So at $15.50, I probably paid a smidge over MSRP for these. If these end up being decent, great. If not, well, hey, that's the plus side of me doing all this in front of a camera, is I can then make a complaint to eBay and get my money back. So let that be a lesson. If you're buying stuff on eBay, I would highly encourage you open the package on camera. So that way the buyer, or you as the buyer, can say, hey, I opened this and it was wrong, and make sure that you clearly show the like shipping label and all that stuff. Then file your complaint. Because otherwise the seller could very easily say, well, I shipped it, it was fine, and they must have, they're trying to like scam me as a buyer, which happens. Hasn't happened to me yet, but I dread the day that it does. So anyway, I would say that the poster collection, for MSRP value, it's probably worth it. Although the Prismatic Evolutions, there's some fun cards, and there are some very nice Evolution cards. Eevee is one of my favorite Pokemon, and the Evolutions, just because of the versatility that comes with deck building with them, they're some of my favorite cards to try and obtain. However, if you're opening these with the hope of getting a specific card, I would probably just save your money and buy whatever card it is that you're trying to get, because the pull rates on these are atrocious, to put it delicately. So there you go. Poster collection, sure, you get 3 packs. Three packs should cost you $5 MSRP, and then you get some promo cards on top of that, and a really nice looking poster. I would say it's a deal if you can find it at about $15. If not, then it's up to you on how much you value that. Me personally, I'm not going to pay 30, 40 bucks for 3 packs, a couple of promos, and even though it is a nice poster, I'm still not going to spend that much money on it. So there you go. That is all I got. I am hoping in a future video to get another mystery package in the mail sometime, maybe in the next week. I was hoping to have it for this video, but it did not come in on time, so I opted to do this instead. This has just been sitting in my office for a while now. And it's supposed to be a mystery 5-card pack, and it looked very suspect on the listing, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm not going to say who the seller was, but when I saw the listing, it made my eyebrows raise quite a bit. But I went ahead and bought it because it was a pretty cheap mystery pack. And I'm very curious to see what is going to come in this and how it's going to be shipped, and perhaps using that as an example of, good shipping and, things to look out for when you are buying things online, especially Pokemon cards. So fingers crossed that the package comes in this next week and I can cover that. If not, I'll figure something else out. No worries. But y'all have a good one. God bless you, and I will see you next time. Bye.